happens when the ADS detects smoke? Does it make a sound, and how do you then solve that?
Yes, so the aspirating smoke detector will be, as Leo has said earlier, it's a detector. So that will then be integrated into the fire alarm system. So for instance, that's a fire panel there on the left hand side, my left hand side, your right hand side. Okay, and that fire panel then will have the required sounders and audio-visual devices to be able to alert a person of the fire, and or connected to a fire brigade calling system. Okay. Great.
So it's really efficient.
Yes.
And what material is this plastic that can detect fire and still not get damaged? What material is this plastic?
So it is just ABS and it's easy to be replaced. So yes, it's a plastic pipe, but if it gets damaged, then you'll be able to easily replace it rather than replacing a very expensive piece of equipment, or even a detector. If you have a lot of detectors in one area and you have to replace those detectors because of the environment inside, it will be a lot cheaper to have just replace the sampling tube.
Well, the example is behind here. Type of plant PVC pipe.
We'll show you guys. I think it is a Vesta, but we'll have to excuse you for today. Okay, my question is, I'll answer you just now, sorry man. Okay, my question is Securiton aspirating smoke detectors, as the ones that's just been presented, is to what EN54 standard has it been tested? Performance standard. So EN54 part, what number?
That's 20.
Part 20.
20.
I say, Noel wins this round.
On the issue of the sensor unit,
Yes.
can we install it outside the building? Is it favorable the weather conditions like rain?
It depends on the application, but yes, you can. We do have an HD version available, which is basically waterproof. It's IP66, IP66 rated. So as long as it applies to the ingress protection, that you don't put it inside of the valve or something. Yes, it can be installed outside the building when required. Kevin, you can just grab the seat there.
I'm so sorry, I'm late.
Welcome. This is Kevin. He is late. Sorry, I'm just joking, guys. We welcome everyone. We just I'm pulling his leg. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. Okay, great. But not all detectors are for all applications. Okay, so that's where engagement with detector switch comes into play, where you say, but our special requirement is that it will need to be installed outside the building. For instance, if you have an embassy, you as an installer cannot always go into all areas. So if you install then the detector on the outside, you'll be able to maintain the detector with, and the embassy will be able to maintain the pipe work on the inside. So that's just some of the many examples you can use. Okay. Any further questions? Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm Stuart. I just want to ask you, does it mean that this AGS, ASD, so can be installed somewhere? For example, we have this room, and then we've got some windows which are open, and the smoke is coming from outside. It's just something which is being from outside. Then it detects that smoke and it starts to alert us that there's fire, but still the fire is not within the building.
So the detector, if you have free flow air, it will be able to detect in a fire from the outside. The point is for you is to have early fire detection. So when you install a ASD, will be to have the earliest detection. So if you need to close the window because, for instance, we will use in tobacco. Who has worked with tobacco facilities? Okay, yeah. Okay, so with tobacco, it's very sensitive. We can spoil the tobacco plant if you have burning smoke coming into the area. Okay? So what they do in Malawi is they have detectors on the outside just specifically to be able to detect if there's a little bit of smoke, so that they then shut down the free flow, the free air, the outside air. So there's many applications you can use. But yes, if you have open windows, etc., and you want to really detect something, remember your ambient smoke level will affect the most sensitive level you can detect that. You want to add anything? Yes, sir.
Yes, I'm good. I'm just thinking, actually, in a room, air that is flowing into those pipes.
Yes.
Those pipes will be getting aspirated.
Yes.
Even on the walls where you said the walls will be not to suck in dust or subdust or subdate.
It will,
Thinking
yes.
about incidents where maybe some bees or ups can be aspirated, they block the walls. How can we clean them or maybe
Yeah, no, that's a good question. Yeah, so that's a very good question. It's actually the first time I'm getting it, even though I know what the answer is. So yes, your sampling pipes, the holes are normally maximum 0.5 millimeters, okay, depending on the application. But if an insect does get in and will block the hole, you'll be able to clean it with a metal pin or something. However, should you not notice it when it blocks, the detector does monitor the airflow levels constantly. So it will be able to alert you, hey, there's some holes that are blocked and you need to clean them, okay? The same thing is the detector, and I think it's we still continuing with HD, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes. So Leo will cover some of the filtering options that you have for the various applications.
And you can blow out as well the pipe. So that means, what I will show you then later on as well. When you go out here with the pipe, you do the installation. Next to the ASD, you can install as well a valve. That means then maybe each 6 months, each 12 months, depends the area where you have installed it, you can go there, then you change the valve position, the valve, and then you connect the air compression, and in counter direction, you blow out the pipe, and then with that you are cleaning as well the sampling holes, that they are open, fully open again.
So can they contribute together with the type of system?
Yes, this is the detector, and then it depends always how you want to use it. As I explained, in most of cases then, this detector detects the alarm, gets here, you get then as well the red LED alarm, and then as well the alarm relay contact is activated, and this alarm relay contact normally in most of cases is integrated, gives the signal to the fire alarm system. And the fire alarm system then maybe gives the signal to the fire suppression system to get activated. And you have here a reset button for the unit, but in most of cases they manage it as well, because here you have an external reset input as well available, so that then from the fire alarm system you can reset the ASD as well from far. So then we go to the portfolio of our aspirating smoke detector, the range what we have, and what you see if you have a first view. We have many models. So we have here on the left side the 531, which is our baby version, the smallest ASD. Then we have two middle-sized versions, and we have the big versions 535, 535. So we have different sizes of ASDs, and why? That is, for example, if that would be a server room and you want to protect it with an ASD, that you do not need to take here the big one, 535, with huge pipe limits, etc., which we may use in big warehouses, etc. And for sure the big units has a high price. So for that room, the smallest one here would be far enough. Smallest unit with the lowest price as well. So we have the different units, just that you always can take the right size of ASD with the good price as well, which is needed in your project. So 531 is the smallest one. It's a bomb detector unit. There is one smoke detector inside, and we can have 6, 8, or 12 sampling halls. You see it here per class. As we learned before, the class A is the most sensitive detection class. You can have 6 halls. Then B and C, you can have 12 halls. It's always the limit of halls which we can have. And with the 531, we can have an area protection already maximum of 700 square meters. And IP range, we see IP54 protection class for all the units. The last one is the heavy duty version, which has IP protection class 66. If you compare that with competitor aspirating smoke detector, you will learn and see that they have not so high protection classes. And we have it through all the units. 54 is our standard. The others, they are far below, maybe IP30, etc. So the products are very robust in general. Yes, please.
Sorry, is that IP rating for the actual aspirating unit itself, not just the pipework?
Not the pipework, it's the housing, exactly, yes. And then you see, we have the middle-size unit, one detector inside, already a bit more holes possible, area bigger as well, 1,200. Then we have a further middle-size version, 533, with one detector unit or with 2 detector unit. 2 detector, it's like a 2-channel unit. You can program one detector very sensitive because maybe it goes into the server room, and then the second detector with the pipe you can install in another area, and you can program it much less sensitive because maybe it goes in a harsher environment. And you know exactly from where the alarm is coming from because you have 2 different signals detectors. But you can see already huge limits in terms of the sampling halls of the area. And then the big unit, the 535, we have in 2 versions, with 1 smoke detector inside or with 2 smoke detectors inside. And the limits are then just the double. That means 2 detectors inside is double performance, double limits of halls, of tube lengths, etc. And with the big one, really we have huge limits in maximum tubes. We use this for huge areas, big warehouses, etc.
I must just mention the 533 1 and 2 pub is actually a new release. We're launching it in Zimbabwe. It's already available, so it's the medium ground for us between the Ultra unit and the 531. So it is a niche spot, so just that you're aware of it. If you have any questions, you're welcome to ask about it.
And then the mentioned heavy duty version here on the right side. This is really for harsh environment. Different is that the housing, first of all, has a higher protection class, 66, but not only that, as well the electronic plate inside the motherboard is coated printed, as well the electronic board of the smoke sensor is special protected, coated printed, so it is really made for a harsh environment. And you see then price, performance, so the smallest unit for smaller area with the lowest price, middle-size versions, and then the big unit as well with the higher price. Then I'm coming to some strengths from our aspirating smoke detector. And I would like to mention as well the position from us. We have a very, very strong position in the market with this technology, with this aspirating smoke detector. Worldwide, we are number 2 in selling aspirating smoke detector and we are still growing a lot. Vesta Extralis is market leader, but we are gaining market numbers, etc. And yes, strengths. One of the strengths is the high sensitivity through all the units, all the models. As we saw before, already the small unit 531, we can have 6 sampling holes with class A, the highest sensitivity. So through the complete range of unit, we have high sensitivity, not only the big ones. Then LED versus lasers, that's a bit a special topic. In the market, we have manufacturers, they are using laser as light source in the smoke detector chamber. In the smoke detector chamber, you need a light source. And you can choose laser light, and you can choose LED. And we are working since ever with high power LED light source in the smoke detector chamber, and many others, they are using the laser light. Because in the past, many years back, laser was like, with laser you get the most sensitivities level, etc. But today, with the technology of the today available LEDs, etc., that is not anymore. LED, we get as sensitive, if not even more sensitive, as laser-based detectors. And in addition, we have a lot of advantages, because lifetime is longer with LED, it's cheaper as well. LED is cheaper as a laser light as well. This is as well the reason why, price-wise, if we compare with the laser units, we are quite fine. And temperature range as well is different. LED has a much bigger temperature range, operation range as laser light. This is the reason why we are allowed to install our ASD inside the cold warehouses, which I explained some minutes ago. And all the laser-based ASDs, they are not allowed to install the unit in deep freeze warehouses.
Can I quickly expand on that? So what happens with the laser is usually it will be a light source shine through an accelerator, and that accelerator will then provide you with the right nanometers of light. Okay, you guys know the red lasers, etc. Now, if you put that red laser in deep freeze, okay, and you try to shine it, you will think that the laser does not work. It will be a faint little light shining. But in the reality of what is actually happening is the excitement of the electrons on the laser cannot properly happen. So it will actually be very dangerous if you shine it into your eyes, because that laser will be shining in a non-visible spectrum of light where the energy can go through. So that's the difference between LED and lasers. Is LEDs does not get affected by that temperature because it's not using a conversion process to shine, and that's why it is so much better. And then I can easily say for you, we can up to 40% less for a unit that sometimes even exceeds the performance of a Vesta unit. You can get from Securiton a unit at the price 40% less than what you could pay for a Vesta. Okay, it depends. Why I say up to 40%? It's not small script. Some of the units, the bigger units, the big large installations, they start to balance out. But on your day-to-day aspirating smoke detector, the detectors that is available, you will have a very big price advantage.
Then other strengths, I mentioned already, is the deep freeze warehouse applications. Because we are using LED, we are allowed to install the unit inside the cold area, means the pipe, and the unit are in the same climatic area. The others, they need to install the unit outside, only the pipe goes into the cold area, but then you have condensation challenge because you are taking this below 20 degrees air out and you bring it to the unit where it's normal ambient temperature, and then you have a condensation reaction, etc. and challenges. And in addition, in the deep freeze warehouses, in some of them you have a lot of icing on the ceiling, etc. And ice in a deep freeze warehouse could be dangerous for our aspirating smoke detector because the ice could close the sampling holes. But for that we have a unique solution. We have heated sampling holes available. So if the flow sensor in the detector would be aware that less air comes to the ASD because some of the sampling holes gets blocked from the ice, our ASD will activate, switch on the heaters, the integrated heaters in the sampling hole, so that the ice will go away.
Sorry, how are those powered? Obviously, they just have
From the ASD, with wires which go inside the pipe.
So is that a special kind of pipe that you buy, or you sell the wire separately, which we run?
No, the pipe actually is the same. And then you buy in addition this, it's like a set. It's the sampling holes. Then normally in a normal installation you will drill the holes and then it's done, or maybe you put a clip over, finish. But in that you drill the holes and then you buy these heaters. Well, it's like a set that you can install it and integrate the heaters in the sampling holes. And they need power, they need two wires which are inside the tube installed.
DC or AC?
DC, AC, that will be... the power, okay. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so you would then, as you install the pipes,
From the
install the wiring
It's
to the
a
sets.
very thin wire. It's a silicon coated wire.
Just loop in, loop out.
No. It will go from the device. It will connect the relay that will switch on the heated sampling port and will run per part. Okay. We can give you guys more specific information on that because there is actually a specific guide that we use when we design for cold storage, and Leo will cover that later in the presentation. But basically, what it does is from the aspirator, you'll have a junction box where the wires will go into the pipe without letting the air go in or out, and that wire will run inside the pipe. The same pipe that you use for aspirating, it will just run inside the pipe to the sampling points, and then it will come out, and you just connect it on the resistive coil, which will heat up if that needs to de-ice.
Then other strength is the fan. You have a very powerful fan in the bigger units inside, which goes up to 420 Pascal. It's a German-made fan. We say always is we have a BMW engine in our ASD, and it's crucial then because it's just physics. As stronger the fan is, as faster you have the air in the unit, or as longer pipes you can have. And because we have a very strong fan, that's as well the reason why we have so big limits, pipe length limits. And in addition, the fan as well is very robust, lifetime far above 10 years as well. And is resistant, chemically resistant against ammonia, chloride, acids, etc. because we do all these chemical applications as well. Then very quiet operation. That's mainly in industrial application, not a criteria. But if you do maybe a church, a temple, a hospital application, etc., then the noise of the fan could be really a decision criteria, because some of the aspirating units in the market, they are very noisy. It's really like, and then it depends. So if it's industrial application, doesn't matter, but if it's in another area, that's just the problem. And our fans are almost not very quiet. We can go down with the big unit down to 34 decibel and the smaller ones down to 25 decibel. Then dust discrimination is just, I will not go into detail, but the unit as self, software made, they have already a dust discrimination. That means the smoke sensor is measuring the air samples all the time, many times per second. And if there is a peak, because there are some particles in, maybe dust, etc., it will not get an alarm or something, you know. It takes then an average over a certain period, and it filters out these peaks. Then double performance, as I mentioned it, we have the option, we have models where you have 2 smoke detectors in 1 unit. And this is just double performance. Often we can do it 1 unit with 2 detectors inside, where others need to take 2 independent units. And as well, because of 2 detectors inside, we have the double knock function. We can program one sensor very sensitive, the other less sensitive, and then we can say, okay, the first is like a pre-information, and if as well the second, which is less sensitive programmed, this gives them the confirmation, and only then we activate something. Then I mentioned already the IP-rated unit, IP54 and 66. Shock resistant as well. We use them as well in train projects inside the coaches, and there you need to fulfill the train standards, and they are very difficult to fulfill because vibration is a big topic for them. So all the equipment which you install, which you want to install inside a train, they test really how they work under vibration. And our units are certified as well to be used in train applications. We do huge projects in train applications, so they are really 5G shock resistant. Then, an important point is our designing tool. We have a software tool, very easy. You can install it in your laptop, and the name is ASD High Flow. It's a designing tool. When you open the tool on your screen, you have this window which is split up in different sections, and one big section here is the area where you do your design. That means you select the ASD and then you do the design as needed in your project. And you drill in, you mark the sampling walls as well as needed in your project. And it's a simple tool. You have online training as well, video training available, and after 2 hours you are aware about the tool and you can do your design, and at the end there is a control button. You can click and then it gives you the result. Gives you the result if you fulfill the EN standard or the NFPA standard. You can select which standard you want to fulfill.